The sun was sinking behind the dunes when Rango reached the edge of the cursed jungle. The air turned heavy, and silence wrapped around him like a warning. He had heard the rumors. People who entered this jungle never came back. But curiosity is stronger than fear. Rango stepped inside the jungle. The moment he crossed the first line of trees, everything changed. The air grew colder, shadows thicker, and a faint sound, like someone whispering from far away, began to crawl through the fog. He froze. Something moved across the path. Not a beast, not a man, just a shape. Its outline twisted as if the light refused to touch it. Rango felt eyes on him, hollow, red, and burning through the mist. His heart pounded. The stories were true. The whispers grew louder. They weren't words, just fragments of breath, crawling inside his head. The trees around him seemed alive, faces forming in the bark, eyes staring from the darkness. And between those shifting shadows, the hollow harvester stood, watching. Rango reached a small waterfall, hoping to calm his nerves. But when he looked into the water, his reflection wasn't alone. Behind his face, another appeared, a hollow void with glowing red eyes. The water rippled, and the reflection smiled. He kept walking, but something followed. The sound of soft, dragging footsteps echoed behind him. The twisted trees leaned closer, whispering his name. Rango dared not turn back, but the feeling of being hunted grew stronger with every step. In the middle of the jungle stood an old wooden cabin, half-eaten by vines. Its door creaked open as if it had been waiting. Rango stepped inside, hoping for shelter, unaware that the shadows within were older than the house itself. The air inside was thick and cold, furniture covered in dust, walls scratched with symbols that made no sense. Then, the candle on the table flickered, and in that faint light, Rango saw it, standing in the corner, its hollow face inches from the dark. Rango ran, branches tearing at his fur. The jungle seemed endless, trees bending and twisting to trap him. Whispers circled his mind. You can't leave, you belong here. And from behind the veil of fog, the hollow harvester emerged again, closer this time. The moonlight fell through the trees, revealing a small clearing. Rango gasped for breath, eyes darting through the mist. The forest fell silent. Then, from the shadows, it stepped forward. The hollow harvester, its claws scraping the earth, its hollow eyes reflecting the moon. He stumbled upon ancient ruins, massive stones carved with faces twisted in agony. The air here was older, colder. This was the harvester's ground, the place where the jungle swallowed souls and left only echoes behind. A whisper rose from the ruins, low and trembling. The mist thickened. Rango turned, too late. The hollow harvester stood in the archway, motionless but alive, its hollow face tilted slowly, as if studying him. Then it took a step forward. Rango found a shallow river and tried to cross. The sound of rushing water gave him hope. But then, he saw something in the reflection. Not his face, but two glowing eyes moving closer from behind the mist. The fog above the river began to twist, forming a figure. The hollow harvester's outline shimmered in the mist, there, then gone. Every breath of air carried its whisper, every drop of water trembled with its presence. The jungle grew tighter. Thick vines hung like ropes from above, brushing Rango's fur as he moved. Every rustle made him flinch. Something was moving between the vines, waiting. He turned, catching a glimpse of those same glowing eyes. The hollow harvester moved silently, almost blending into the fog. Its long claws slid across the vines, slicing them with ease. It wasn't hunting to kill, it was hunting to play. Finally, Rango reached the cliff. Fog swirled below like a sea of white death. He thought it was over. He could escape, but the whispers followed, closer than before, circling his thoughts, pulling him back. He turned, and there it was, the hollow harvester, inches away. Its hollow face empty yet screaming. Its claws lashed out, slicing the air. Rango jumped back, barely dodging the strike. The fog exploded around them, the sound of its growl echoing through the cliffs. Rango ran for his life, the jungle tearing at his body. Behind him, the hollow harvester glided, not walking, floating, closing the distance. Every heartbeat thundered in his ears. Every breath burned his lungs. The whispers now screamed his name. In the final clearing, Rango stopped. He turned to face it. The hollow harvester emerged fully from the mist, its hollow face glowing with red light, mist swirling around its body like smoke. Rango stood firm, fear in his eyes, but courage in his stance. For the first time, he didn't run. The air trembled, the jungle howled, then silence. The hollow harvester's body began to fade into mist, its red eyes dimming into darkness. Rango fell to his knees, the fog around him dissolving. The jungle was quiet again, but somewhere, in the distance, the whisper still echoed.